Thank you for tuning in. I Get Your Fly TV show. You're tuning for a business after beauty school education for the enthusiastic and ambitious student who wants to make a six-figure year income rather than a standard 20K per year. I'm your host, Stylist John. We in the building. Did cuts and conversations earlier today. Doing every first Monday of the month down at LaSalle in the projects, Peabody projects in the community center. Had a great time cutting young men ages 15 and under hair and having real world conversations. Was talking to a young man that was 7 years old, turning 8, and he was having a good time in school. I asked him, I said, what's your favorite subject in school? He said, I don't know. And so it dawned on me. A lot of young men don't know what they want to be in life because they haven't had enough experience trying different things in order to find out about who they are as a person. Which brings me on today's subject matter, to celebrate while you're learning your craft. And give me just 1 second. So you want to celebrate while learning your craft. Why you want to celebrate while learning your craft? Well, you want to celebrate while learning your craft because while you're celebrating, what happens when you celebrate? When you throw a party, you're excited, you're going to dance, you're going to be attuned to whatever's going on in the room. And so you learn more about you. You're trying to figure out who you are. And so a lot of young men, I found out, um, a lot of young men don't know who they are because they haven't experienced enough life yet in order to find out what they like and don't like. When you experience life, what happens is life begins to tell you, based on your experiences, the things that you favor, that you like the most, and the things you like the least. And so in other countries, I realized, like in Switzerland and a lot of countries in Europe, they grab the young men when they're young and they give them an aptitude test and put them in an environment where they try a whole bunch of different things to see what they like and don't like. And at a very early age, these individuals, these children get put in environments where they can thrive in doing things that they love to do. And in the community that we in, we need to start exposing our youth to various different trades while they're young. I'm talking about auto mechanic work. We need to expose them to the barber beauty industry early. We need to expose them to uh, construction and engineering and lawn care services and uh, learning how to build things and very prominent jobs that need sharp thinkers and keen thinkers and doctors and lawyers and medical programs and uh, culinary arts and uh, when I was young, I got thrown into a lot of different things. Number one, my mother was the type of person to tell me, John, you can be whatever you want to be in life. And she would tell me, John, you can be whatever you want to be. And so I tried a whole lot of different stuff. And the things that I began to like, I started to stick with over a period of time. And so when I was young, I wanted at one point in time I wanted to be a firefighter. And so I had a little red engine truck and I had a little fireman hat. And whenever I would see the fire truck, I would, ask the fire truck to honk their horn and go outside. And I would use the water hose to pretend like I was putting out fires. And my imagination caused me to dream. A lot of young men uh, don't have role models. And they're put in situations where they have to respond to the reality because they living situation might not be stable as children, and so they have to produce money fast. And so when a lot of young men are in environments where they have to produce money fast and they don't have time to dream, their reality is dictating where they at and who they are. So they have to grow up fast in an environment that's causing them to grow up fast. And they don't get a chance to decide who they are. Their environment is dictating to them who they're supposed to be because they got to survive in this environment. So, how do you combat that? Well, the first way you combat that is by allowing a person to see another part of themselves. And so the way you break down that layer of this environment is dictating who I am because my living situation is unstable and I don't have any role models. The way you combat that environment or that line of thinking is you have to put that individual in an environment where they begin to find out about who they are, where it's not somebody is telling them who they are, where they begin to find out who they are on the inside. A lot of young men is faced with that. So a lot of young men don't gravitate to things they want to try because, they might not have the confidence in order to try it or the positive reinforcement as they try something new with somebody they care about what they doing, their inner growth. And so I was talking with a group of young men, and some of the young men I was talking to had an interest in rap. Most young men like rap. I love rap. I liked rap when I was young. And so the first thing that popped up into my head was, well, a lot of young men don't know what they want to be, but when they look at the TV, they see a rap star. So a lot of them know how to rap. And so that right there was just one way to break the ice because I know how to rap. I know how to rap, engineer, sing, make beats, produce. I got degrees in this field. I spent over 10,000 hours working at my craft and got a whole full-fledged studio and know how to work it from the most smallest equipment to the largest piece of equipment and spent a lot of money on this equipment. And so when I was talking to the young brother, I was like, man, y'all look like a rap group. It was a group of them, probably about like 5, 6 of them. Y'all look like a rap group. Some of the young men know what they wanted to be in life, but let's start there. Okay. I'm not going to browbeat you and force you with a whole bunch of information as to what you're supposed to be. I'm just going to try to guide you as you tell me some of the things you like that I like so we can have some common ground and help you see another side of yourself that you probably never even thought that you can be. And give you some positive reinforcement as you going through the journey of trying to figure out what it is you actually want to become because most men don't find out who they're going to be until they turn 30. Really, most young men don't find out who they are fully as a man until they 30. That's when a lot of them have a lot of their prophetic gifts that kick in and generational wisdom that just begin to hover over them. Why? Because at the age of 30, you're at the mode of where you're giving back, and I'm 37 right now. So when I was young, I knew that I wanted to be a sports athlete, and I did that. I knew that I wanted to own my own business because of the role models that was around me had their own businesses, and I'm doing that now. And I knew that I wanted to be a family man because I came from a very large family. Those are the three main things that I thought about. Now I'm not married and I don't have children yet, but I got a host of nieces and nephews and family members and people that hold me accountable that I love dearly and I seek to care for. And so when I always see a group of young men that's running around, doing various different things, I'm always have been attracted to youth. Why? Because I was a youth and I had a very good childhood. Some things, wasn't so pleasant, but as a whole, a large majority of the things were pleasant. And I feel as though every child should experience some of the smiling memories that I had as a child and growing up. And why should they experience this? Because it helped mold you into being a very well-rounded adult. And when you have people that hold you accountable and you have people that care about the memories that you create, like going to the science center, going to the zoo, flying kites in the park, just going out with having somebody to care about you to eat some ice cream and talk about how your day was, going skating, doing lock-ins at the Palace and Saints, having ice cream parties, having pizza parties, just going to the community center without having a whole bunch of people and just being able to play basketball without having to fear for your life or being able to play football and have other football players that's older than you in the NFL talk to you and tell you how to do your moves. Like we as young men need this type of stuff. And I believe that we need, as a community of men, need to stand up in our community and begin to implement these things more often for other young men because a lot of young men don't have other men that care about their life or will go into their pocket and help them out with little things they need help with, like socks or even undershirts, or uh, talk to them, about their grades to kind of help straighten them out. Like you need to be able to read in order to get anything in life. And if you playing around in school, how you gonna be a man and take care of your family if you can't read? Your wife gonna have to take care of everything. So like at the age of 15, most young men stop being able to be governed by their mother because they larger in size. Some of them smell themselves, and a lot of them start making decisions on their own. And if you don't have somebody to hold you accountable, an older man or a big brother or somebody to kind of look after you or kind of guide you along the ropes in life, sometimes you're gonna make wrong decisions and you may pay for them with your time being taken away from you being in public society by being incarcerated, or just making bad decisions where these decisions carry you a longer term period in life. So in my early 20s, I worked in a lot of group homes. I worked in organizations where I had to mentor young men and work in group homes and feed them, uh, watch over them, protect them, give them bus rides to where they need to go, help them with job readiness, ties, and making sure they had their resumes prepared. And I even worked with adults doing this type of work. And so the whole time while I was going through a lot of these different situations or experiences, I had to celebrate. Why? Because I was learning how to do something. The passion that I had to help the individual was the reason why I was there. But while I was there, I was learning my craft. And so when you around when you around young men that really don't know what they want to be in life, you have to put them in an environment where they can explore themselves, but they can explore what they like and don't like. And the only way they can do that is that they have to be in the environment, and it has to be something where they can celebrate about, where they can receive some sort of positive reinforcement about. Like I remember talking to one of the young men, and he said he wanted to be a boxer. And I was like, all right, young brother, let me see what you got. And he started punching my hands. I said, okay, I see you got a good jab, you got a good uppercut. Let me see you cross. Okay. Uh, that's showing somebody care about you. They taking time out to see what you about. And you know what the next conversation I had with the young man was about? The next conversation I had with the young man was about, young brother, do you know accounting? Do you know what that is? He was like, no, what's that? I said, man, that's your ability to be able to count your money. You got to be able to count your money if you're going to promote your own fights. Do you know how boxers make money? He was like, no. I said, boxers make money from being able to promote their fights or having somebody to promote their fight. I said, have you ever heard of Don King? He said, yeah. I said, Don King is a millionaire. You know why Don King a millionaire? Don King don't box, but he know how to promote fights. Young brother, do you know how to promote your own fights? He said, no. I said, well, brother, on top of being a boxer, maybe you should look into the accounting field. You know why? Because you will be able to account for your money and no one can steal from you. You know how to count your money. You know how to read. Floyd Mayweather is one of the highest paid boxers in the world, work hard. And I tip my hat to him, but the brother does not know how to read. He's dyslexic. Now, I'm for people with disabilities or learning challenges being very progressive. Because when I was young in school, people tried to say certain things about me, you know, and I read on a college level. I was in elementary school and I read on the college. I was learning how to read on the college level, and people said stuff about me, but to one degree, you have to just keep on going wherever on whatever level you at, until you reach the level on yourself. That's why you never compare yourself to another person. I got 2 associate's degrees, a cosmetology license, working on the crossover license, working on getting my instructor's training license, and also working towards a bachelor's degree in radio and television broadcasting. Why? Why am I doing? These are just small goals I got for myself. Why? These small goals equal large things. People can't take away your education. They cannot. So I was telling the young man, I said, young brother, while you boxing and while you learning how to account, your money, you can get into promotions. You can learn how to promote your own fights. Do you know how to do that? He was like, no, he probably never even thought about it. And so having somebody around to talk to them about various different things to add on to their life and not take away, will help assist them with making positive decisions. Instead of making a decision to do one thing, now you're making a decision that can change the whole course of your future. Why? Because if you take one step in that direction, now you're able to manifest the things you're thinking about. Now, On top of being a boxer, now you can create jobs for your neighborhood because you know how to promote your own fights. You can employ your friends. You can employ your mom and dad, you know, because you know how to count. Now you know how to go and promote fights for other people. The young man was only probably about like 13, 14 years old, you know, and if he start being able to promote his own fights about 16, 17, he could probably be a millionaire by the time he's 21. You know, Mike Tyson was fighting Olympic fights by the time he was what, 16, 17 years old, became the youngest heavyweight boxer in the world. You know, you can do this type of stuff, you know, but while you're doing it, you want to celebrate while you're learning your craft. And how does this relate to the beauty field? Well, I'm glad you asked. While you in the beauty field, first time student, why you either you a first time student or you're in school right now or you're actually about to graduate or you've been in the field for a while. You want to celebrate while you're learning your craft because when you celebrate, your energy level begins to get exuberant. What does it mean to be exuberant? It means to be intense. It means to be connected to your passions. And when you begin to celebrate while you're learning something, you know, you're connected to it. You remember everything that you're doing. And so when you remember the things that you're doing, it's not easy for you to forget, and your mind is almost like a photograph. And so you begin to develop a photographic memory by celebrating what you're learning. And while you're celebrating what you're learning, when you close your eyes, you can remember everything that you just saw. And when you remember the things that you just saw while you close your mind, you don't need the book no more because you got it right here. And nobody can take that away from you. No one can take away the education that you have. That's why I'm real big on being educated. Okay. When you're educated in the skills and craft where the work of your hands are being used to create something, when you're educated in those things, nobody can take it away from you. No one can take away from me my ability to know Pro Tools forwards and backwards. I've been using Pro Tools since 1995. You know, they on version like 13 now. I done got all the versions. No one can take away from me the ability to be able to make beats. No one can take away from me the ability to be able to cut hair. No one can take the ability away from me, the ability to be able to braid hair, whether I want to or not. Okay. These are just things that you learn. No one can take the ability away from you. That's why you want to become educated in the things that work with your hands, to work with your hands. Work with your mind. Work with your mind to understand very deeply. I'm Stylist John. Thank you for tuning in to I Can Get You Fly TV show where you tune in for business after beauty school education. For the enthusiastic, ambitious student who wants to make a six-figure year income rather than just a standard 20K per year, I'm your host. Today's episode was Celebrate While You're Learning Your Craft. And while you're learning your craft, you want to rebuild your credit and you want to restore your credit. Now, why do you want to rebuild, repair, and restore your credit? Well, because when you have good credit, it's like your word and your bond. Okay, a bond could be considered a cash increase, and your word is your ability to be able to say yes or no that you will or will not do something. And when you go into the lot with A1 credit, you can say, I want to buy this car, and your word and your bond is so good to where you have A1 credit, you can leave off the lot without putting any money down. And you want to be able to have good credit to where when you go and do something, you know, they don't have to do a second check, a third check, a fourth check, where you can just get whatever you need done. So that's why it's good to repair and rebuild and restore your credit. Okay. If you need some assistance with repairing and rebuilding and restoring your credit, inbox me, email me, or contact me. My number is connected to the link. All right. Justine Peterson has a program for credit repairing. Justine Peterson is an organization off of Grand. You'll probably find them close to Grandale Square. And what they do credit repair, not restoration, but repair, where they work with you on how to live within your means, but also to be able to pay down your debts and also getting a secured credit or debit card. Okay. What is a secured credit or debit card? A secured credit or debit card is where you have a line of credit that's opened up, and this line of credit that's opened up allows you the ability to be able to purchase things and pay them off fast, which brings up your credit score. The next thing, every Monday, every first Monday of the month, if you're a barber or beautician, you want to you like working in the community, join Cuts and Conversations. 1401 LaSalle. We have a wide, diverse array of barbers and beauticians that assist with the up maintenance of young men and young ladies 15 and under. Help out your community. It's a great event. You meet a lot of intelligent young minds that are looking forward towards doing something great in the community, but may need a little guidance to get there. And I'm open to being a mentor. What's a mentor? A mentor is someone that helps a younger person see the road in life and helps them travel and navigate along the way and give tidbits of wisdom. We need more mentors in our community, this complexion, especially for young men. Okay. And I definitely am on a mission to help end homelessness. I cut her with the homeless at least twice a month, uh, just to make sure that they have their hair and hygiene together. Why? If someone that has the appearance of looking homeless has their hair and hygiene together, they won't even have the appearance of being homeless. And so they get treated a lot different, and a lot of them can find jobs if they want one. Okay. So let's help end that. And you want to be an eagle. What's an eagle? An eagle is someone that dreams and thinks on a whole nother level. Why do you want to why do you want to dream and think on a whole nother level? Why? Well, if you were eager to dream and think on a whole nother level, what they say, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You begin to soar over BS. You begin to soar over problems that would normally affect the average everyday person. And to donate, go to www.gofundme.com/ inbox me your name, email, contact number, best time to reach you at. For more tips, subscribe to my YouTube channel below and join my newsletter at http://stylistjohn.webs.com/about us. To book your weekly or bi-weekly appointment, you can go to www.stylistjohn.webs.com. You can look up my information, look at my pictures, book me online for your weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly appointment. Or you can book me on StyleSeed at www.styleseed.com/stylistjohn2 for business after beauty school education for the enthusiastic, ambitious student who wants to make a six-figure year income rather than a standard 20K per year. I'm your host, Stylist John. I love you. I wish you much success. And if you're a barber and beautician that would love to help out the community, come join us at Cuts and Conversations, where we have real conversation with real young men, ages 15 and under. Let's help out our community. Okay, wish you much success. And remember, celebrate while learning your craft.